Amigos, ¿cómo están? Les saluda Jorge Guillén y estamos en otro episodio más de Gudday con Jorge Guillén. And today is a good day to talk about Trans Visibility Day. Because
Yes.
este episodio va a ser en spanglish. Vamos a tratar de que sí sea porque tengo que practicar mi inglés,
Yo necesito
¿verdad?
practicar mi español. So.
Pero ya, you've already have an episode with me completely in Spanish.
Oh, that's
So
right. So
that's
this
my
time,
turn to speak in
English.
English.
Because you're in
Yes.
my office. That's right.
Yeah, I'm in Eagle Pass. I'm with Estella Guerrero from Eagle Pass Safe, sexual advocacy
For everyone.
for everyone. So this week was
Trans
World's
Visibility Day.
Visibility Day,
Yes.
and we're here talking about that visibility that I know we've already had it, but people has to be acknowledged
Mm-hmm.
about this day. So there's some things that we have to clarify with all these days, World Day of, because every day is National Day. So for starters, what's the kind of visibility that we'll need? And I'm speaking about all the letters of our gay alphabet,
Yes.
LGBTQI+. So what's the purpose or what's the visibility that we are all asking for?
Yeah, so the visibility for me is obviously how you said, you brought a very good point. The letters in the LGBTQIA plus. I put the T in the
Yeah.
LGBTQ, so I come as a trans visibility. And for me, visibility is not to diminish with everything that I'm doing right now, because trust and believe me, I don't only work at Eagle Pass Safe, but I also work with the Eagle Pass Public Health Coalition,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the keyword, public. So I'm doing interviews, I'm doing what's it called, networking. I am going out of my way to talk to people that don't normally talk to me. So you could tell the tension is there between people,
Okay.
but that's what for me trans visibility is. In a world where the politics and where we are living right now, I have to show my face to this community because social media, the Trump administration, and
Yeah.
everybody has such a negative stigma on it. And I want them to see, yes, I may belong in the trans community, but my community are the people here in Eagle Pass. Why? Because I was raised here.
Mm-hmm.
My community are all those random people that I bump at the grocery store, while they're bumping at an event or things like that. That's my community that I'm here to help and serve. And people don't see that a lot.
No, and it's pretty common because you and I are in the public eye because of what I do and
Mm-hmm.
because of what you do
Mm-hmm.
in your work, because you are um in on a daily basis speaking with people about public health with a coalition that well, let's begin explaining to all of our friends from Mexico what in the US a coalition means.
Okay, so a coalition makes up of three different organizations.
Mm-hmm.
So the Eagle Pass Public Health Coalition consists of the City of Eagle Pass Safe, Sexual Advocacy for Everyone,
Mm-hmm.
and MCHD, which is the Maverick County Hospital District.
Okay.
Those three combined together make a coalition.
Yeah.
So that's what we're called a coalition.
So your coalition it's focusing on public health,
Mm-hmm.
and as the word says, public health. You are in touch
In
with a
all
lot
the
of people.
spaces,
Yeah.
in touch a lot with, that's a very good point. I'm in touch with a lot of people and I'm in a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because everyone deserves to have easier access to healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
It's very common for us being in a small border town that we rely so much on going to Mexico
Mm-hmm.
without us knowing there's free services for us here in the United States as well. So we're here to teach people about the free medical service that we have available.
Yes.
You may think like, oh, it's not a lot because they always like have a little side quest like charging you this and that. No, not everything's going to be charging you $20, $15 on the side. No, some of the services are really free for the community.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I come in the Public Health Coalition, because I am also a HIV advocate. So that comes with a lot of stigma too, where people see me and a flyer or see me talking about HIV and be like, oh, she has HIV because she's talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no. I'm an advocacy. I talk about it because I'm here to educate people about it.
Yeah, and that's part of the public health problem
Mm-hmm.
that we have around the world, and
Correct.
well, we are focusing here in Eagle Pass, Texas, and well, that's one point. You have a lot of touch with people because you are in working in public health.
Correct.
So, the second one, I'm like 20 years older, I think, than you. And when I was your age, it was kind of a stigma being gay or being lesbian. And I'm not even speaking about being a transgender woman or a transgender man. I'm not speaking even about it because it was the double or the triple. So when I was your age, it was it was a stigma
Mm-hmm.
of being public or being out, as a gay man. So 20 years later, that I'm 42 and I'm an outed gay man, I don't have any issues with people because I learn along the way to take out those negative comments and being far away from toxic people about
Mm-hmm.
my preferences or my, I don't know exactly the word how now is say it, right?
Yes.
But you as a transgender young woman, because you're pretty young, you're 20,
4.
24. Imagine
Yes.
that. Yeah, yeah, you're too young. You're working with in public health with a lot of people. And you said that a few minutes ago, people open their eyes and people
Mm-hmm.
open their mouths. So, how's the climate in this small border? Because
Oh,
we are an international community, Piedras Negras and Eagle Pass. You've been
correct.
raised a few
Between
years,
the border, yes.
yeah,
I would
between.
say I was raised between the borders because in the weekdays I will be here, but in the weekends, some weekends I would go to Mexico be with my family, you
Yeah.
know. But I am a U.S. citizen, the first or second generation here in the United States. Other than that, I would always say I'm raised in between. I would never say I'm too much Eagle Pass or too much Piedras Negras because todo el tiempo me acuerdo de caminar el mendigo puente con el calor, con el frío, lo que sea, lo caminábamos todo el tiempo, ¿verdad? Pero yes, I would say in between the borders.
And how how's the climate in
It's
between the two borders?
it's very different. It's very different. Every for me, like cada calle es algo diferente. Whether you drive here in the United States or you drive in Mexico, every street is different, you know, and it's like that all around. The climate is very right now. It is very negative. I'm not gonna lie. With all these laws, this laws with Trump's administration right now, and all these laws passing by, the
Mm-hmm.
agüitas, you get beaten up, because those people that they say they love and support you are actually like spreading hate messages, thinking it's not gonna affect you.
Mm-hmm.
Pero when you see someone that you love, or someone that you call yourself a friend, and they tell you, oh no, like it's not for you, it's like for other people. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, no, because at the end of the day, that's my community.
Yeah.
It does affect me because that clearly tells me that you need more help in understanding where we come from.
Mm-hmm.
There's negative stigma. Of course, it's social media and all the local reporteros are going to be showing negative stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because people love to see negative stuff. When someone's doing good, barely any
Nobody
topics.
cares.
And
Mm-hmm.
exactly, barely any topics on it, barely anything. But if it's negative, especially about the trans community, this will last decades and months and everything, you know. The stigma here is horrible.
Here in the U.S.
In
or in
general,
general?
in
Okay.
general, in my opinion, in general, it's horrible because I get discriminated here, I get discriminated over there. People are really nice here, people are really nice over there. Piedras for me, it's been a little bit more open in going to clubs. I've gone to clubs, I've gone to restaurants. Really no issue. There's really no issue. There's no issue here neither. But the issue that comes is when that person knows you.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, I know that's Estella. I know she's trans. And this and that. And that because there's an issue in you out causes conflict, causes issues, causes all of this stuff. So sometimes some places are safe places, but it
Mm-hmm.
all happens between the people.
Yeah, because
Be-
people are pointing you,
mm-hmm.
and they're um, ellos están marcando that difference.
Exactly. Cuando otras personas no lo reconocen.
Mm-mm.
Y esa cosa que me fastidia, because I'm like, yo no te puedo sacar de la garra, porque si se saco la garra, ay, está atacando a una mujer, ay, le estoy atacando al hombre también, al esposo. Like, no, güey, like, si tú me estás apuntando a mí, señalando a mí, pues te voy a señalar para atrás.
Claro.
Así es, ¿verdad? Pero la gente de volada es cuando apuntan los dedos, cuando hacen más el pedo. Ese es el más problema.
And you know what? For a lot of years, I remember when I was young, people, gay people, and all the queer people,
Mm-hmm.
all we were like very um, abrasive, like negative with comments for all another people because we were living under the attack, and
Mm-hmm.
that's our shield immediately
Mm-hmm.
to response back or clap back to other
Yes,
people.
yes,
And
yes,
sometimes
yes.
we can seen as rude people, but the truth is that we are not.
Yeah, we're just defending ourselves because at the end of the
Hmm.
day, you're
Is that your
literally
phone?
no, it's not my
No?
phone. I don't know who that is. I don't know where that phone is coming from. It's not yours?
I don't.
Anyways, it stopped.
Let me check the
um,
record.
is it recording? Okay.
Yeah.
No, but you brought up very good points there because the thing es como en general. En, si tú atacas a una persona, la persona se va a defender.
Mhm.
Y cuando una persona trans se defiende, es como agresión, es como ataco porque tú estás celosa que yo soy mujer biológica y así. I'm like, no, bebé, es una causa de defenderme.
Yeah.
Porque tú quieres tú me puedes atacar y crees que me voy a quedarme callada. Peleo, gano la pelea, pero yo voy a contestar ¿por qué? Porque soy psicona y así es nuestra cultura.
Mhm.
Nuestra cultura mexicana es de volar, de pensar para atrás para defendernos.
Mhm.
Y en todos los Estados Unidos, en todos lugares es así, ¿verdad? Si alguien te ataca, algunas personas sí, walk away, they're going to be the bigger people. Pero otras personas te van a poder callar los hocico. No sé si puedo decir eso, ¿verdad?
Sí, sí.
Pero
Ya lo
es así,
dijiste.
ya lo dije, ups. Pero yeah, it's just like moments like that que like gente no entiende que no es agresión y nada así. Y otra cosa que también dicen, que you brought a very good point, is that why do you talk about it a lot? Why do you talk about being trans a lot? Because like you never know cuando alguien de tu familia va a salir gay, lesbiana o trans.
Yeah.
Y tú a mí me estás atacando ahorita. Imagínate ese little boy, little girl, little individual que vas a creciendo con tanto hate alrededor de la familia,
Mhm.
no se va a sentir a gusto. Whether they run away, they never come back, or sadly they suicide themselves. Sadly they kill themselves, and that's one of the drastic things in the community here is that trans people get murdered. Nos matan a las personas trans y no se resuelve el problema.
Mhm.
¿Por qué? Porque somos personas trans.
Yeah,
Y esa es la verdad.
that's a very common news that you can read, heard,
Mm-hmm.
or listen, and that's a very good point because sometimes people get us in general in the LGBTQI plus community like we are rude with other people, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not the case. We
Mm-hmm.
are. I mean, it's wrong that we are rude sometimes because we are defending ourselves. We are clapping back
Correct.
the attack,
Mm-hmm.
but we are not doing the first attack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and people don't understand it and stuff like that. And it's like, of course, like sometimes I always say, like, let's be educational instead of attacking people. So when people want to attack me, I educate them. And
Mhm.
I'm like, hey, you know, I am a trans individual. I have this many years and I have been a trans for this openly. You know, if you have any questions or any negative stigma, I'll be more than happy to answer them,
Yeah.
you know, up to a certain extent. Because some people, you tell them that, como le das las manos, te tiran en general. Entonces, tú tratando de hablar bien con alguien educadamente, like educationally, they twist your words.
Mhm.
And they make you like look like the weirdo, like the freak, like all of this and that. I'm like, pues te estoy ayudando para entender más a mi comunidad y tú,
Yeah.
pues, como estás usando para atacarme.
Yeah, we're lacking of education. I remember last year when we were doing the Pride Week with the consulate
Consulado.
where we met in person because we
Yes.
were Insta friends. I remember a lot that there was a lot of kids. I mean, kids because they're younger than me, and they went to a rehearsal, and you said, "Hey, any name. What's your pronoun?"
Yes.
That blew me away because I was not familiar with asking that, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a very good question that we do have to say it because we that's our lenguaje inclusivo,
Claro que sí.
and that's an issue that I have because people my age doesn't understand that lenguaje inclusivo it's very important, and the message here is that you don't need to have a lenguaje inclusivo with every word it's out of your mouth. It has to be with the people who needs to be called with lenguaje inclusivo,
Mm-hmm.
not for everyone,
Claro.
because maybe I identify as I don't mind if people call me he, him, her, she. I don't mind because it's our gay slang.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people have a problem with that with lenguaje inclusivo, but we need to learn how and where and with which person to use it. So
Correct.
let us educate you whenever you are around, and that's a good point that blew my mind because I never ask.
Mm-hmm.
I assume, and even that I'm gay, and I am assuming something that for me it comes naturally, but I do need to ask
Mm-hmm.
because in our community it's important that too because we are the ones that are educating people,
Correct.
and so we're not having a long talk because I don't wanna profundizar in your story because that's another podcast that we're
Yes.
going to do. But just to make a closure, what's a lesson or something that you can educate us in this moment? What do trans people need in order that everyone needs to know?
For me, I would say is to the trans community out there, times are tough, times are difficult. You're gonna feel like you hit a wall in life in general. But don't give up. You know, trans people existed way before us. Trans people are gonna continue to exist, no matter what law, no gun, or nothing's gonna wipe us out. Here. We are queer. We are proud transgender women and men, and we're here to represent the community as much as we can. But don't give up. It's tough times. I do give up sometimes on myself, but I have to wake up. I'm doing this for my little me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna continue to do it for my little me who was afraid to speak up, who was
Yeah.
afraid to defend herself. I'm gonna do that for my little me. So just remember you have a purpose and you're gonna continue to fight. Whether it's one person you're connecting with or a bunch of people you're connecting with, it all matters that you're continuing a fight for the younger people coming up to know what's life about.
Yeah, and remember the point of being in this life,
Mm-hmm.
it's the essence. It's not your hair color. It's not your genre. It's not your sexual preferences. It's not about that. It's
Mm-hmm.
about accepting people because of what they are and not perhaps of what they are, right?
Yes, and it's like how you said it so beautifully and so well. So yeah,
I
yeah.
know. I'm so
Bye.
humble.
Ahí está la puerta. Bye.
Thank you, Stella, for giving me this time. I was thinking about our friendship these past days because I was going to ask you to do this, and I'm figuring that every day we do have special moments that we are sharing, and that's
Yes.
the point of building a friendship because now we can laugh about the that day that we were MC and we were having trouble with
No.
our Mexican American names.
Language, I know. It's because the names are so beautiful and unique, which I love.
Yeah.
But sometimes es sí cierto que tanto inglés y español se trabas. A
Mm-hmm.
como un lugar así, scenario, like very good. But when we're serving, like reading, like talking to people, that's 100, like it was like around 200 people there.
Yeah, more or
So it
less.
was like more or less 200 people there. Like yo sí me puse nerviosa because cuando las luces se apagan, like ves las caras de la persona nomás mirándote y yo, ay, entonces como, ay, perdón, ¿verdad?
No, but
Pero ya.
you did it well.
Thank you. I just need to practice more and I have my amazing coach para enseñarme más. Y aquí
Yes.
nos vamos a ver más mejor, ¿verdad?
Yes.
Ahorita el español ya me sale fluido, pero a veces me sale no tan fluido para ver cómo nos va.
And I need to practice my English because this is one of my first. Hopefully,
Hopefully.
hopefully, yes, hopefully, um, I lost myself.
It's
This
not
is
going to be
the
my first or last.
no. This is gonna be my first, hopefully, of a bunch of
Oh, there you
English
go.
interviews.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes. So that's another thing too. It's like this is not gonna be my first or last English podcast, you know. So there's like yeah. So tú me enseñas el español como pronunciarlo bien. Y yo te digo como a veces hablar porque a mí a veces ni el español ni el inglés me sale bien. Mejor calladita bonita aquí, nomás saludando. Pero yes,
thanks a
thank
lot,
you
Stella.
y
Thank you
gracias.
for opening your office
Claro.
doors and for always giving me the opportunity to speak, to laugh, to share meals and laugh.
Claro,
That's what we like a lot.
mi oficina es su oficina, mi casa es su casa. You always have a space here with us, don't never forget that. But thank you for everything.
And remember your socials from EPsafe, so
Yes.
people can understand this movement.
Yeah, so you can follow us at Eagle Pass Safe or the Eagle Pass Public Health Coalition. Esas dos páginas de Facebook. Ahí vas a ver nuestro calendario de actividades con la Public Health Coalition. Tenemos 8 actividades gratis para toda la comunidad aquí en Eagle Pass y también para la comunidad aquí en Eagle Pass tenemos un closet comunitario donde estamos dando ropa gratis a todas las familias aquí, de aquí de Eagle Pass y estamos aquí para ayudar a la comunidad lo más que podamos. Síganos en Facebook y síganos en Instagram de la Eagle Pass Safe o Eagle Pass Public Health Coalition para poder hablar más.
Thank you, Stella. Have a good day and te veo el próximo episodio. Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Bravo.
Bye. Bye.